Hey there, I'm going to talk today about how you subscribe to a podcast. We talked in a recent video about what separates a podcast from audio files, and that's the subscription aspect. So that's what you've got to allow to your podcast listeners, really. When you subscribe to a podcast, you're subscribing via a piece of software which you call a podcatcher. Now, iTunes counts as a podcatcher. There are a few other open source ones such as Juice or similar, and they all essentially allow you to type in the web address of the feed related to any podcast, and then basically that podcatcher then regularly goes back and checks that feed to see if there's any new episodes. So by subscribing to a podcast, you're going to automatically be updated whenever a new episode comes out in your favourite podcasts. So if the podcatcher has a list of your feeds, it will go away, check those feeds regularly, maybe once every day, once every week, and every time there's a new episode, it'll download that episode for you and put it on your computer. And in the case of iTunes, for example, if you have it synced up with your iPhone, your iPod, your iPad, it'll actually automatically download those podcast episodes and then upload them to your device. So when you next pull out your iPhone or your iPod, the new podcast episodes will be there sitting just waiting for you to get. So there's a couple of ways of doing this. Either with iTunes, for example, you go into the iTunes store. They make it really easy for you. All you do is browse through the store, use the search box up in the top right, find a subject that you're interested in, and then hit the subscribe button, and that adds it to your list of podcasts. You can manually subscribe as well though. If you find a podcast on the web which isn't listed in a podcast directory, such as the iTunes Store or Podcast Alley or similar, then you can find the feed for that podcast. Usually it's listed on the front page of the podcast. Quite often it's a little orange icon with a kind of concentric quarter circles. That's the standard RSS feed icon. You've probably seen it around a little bit. If you click that, it'll take you to a page which contains the feed for that podcast. You don't need to know what a feed is. It's not that important. It's just a whole bunch of code that tells the podcatcher what the new episodes are. But if you grab the web address of that feed, just copy it from the address bar at the top of your browser, then you can put that straight into your podcatcher. iTunes, for example, has add a subscribe manually link up in the toolbar. You can find that, click that icon, that link, and then type in the address or copy the address in, and then it'll automatically or manually subscribe to that podcast feed. Similar with Juice or whatever podcatcher you're using. Either way, it makes your podcasting, that's what makes podcasting really quick and easy. It's the fact that you can subscribe and then suddenly you're getting these episodes delivered to you, automatically pushed to you, and it makes podcasting really easy and quick and a great way to consume new material. So I hope that helps, shows you how to subscribe to a podcast. If you need any more help, you can contact me at thepodcasthost.com. We've got a contact page on there and loads of other tutorials as well.